Mission is you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Ramos, do you have any family in Bear County?
Ma'am?
Do you have any family here?
Yes, yes.
Do you have a support system?
Yeah.
All right,
So yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
thank you, counsel. So when you get out of prison, you need to make some changes because otherwise, if you pick up a new offense, your attorney, I'm sure, has probably told you this. I know he probably did. You will be listed as a habitual. And if and if you're listed as a habitual and you pick up a felony, depending on the felony it is, your minimum sentence would be 25 years. How old are you?
34.
All right, at a point, you're going to get to the point where I am, which is I'm in the twilight of my life. You only have about 20 more years before you're in the twilight of your life. Don't let the majority of your time have been spent in prison. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you. Good luck,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Ramos.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're in your 60s. You and I both, we are in the twilight of our lives. And as my mom says, Father Time is not great to anyone. So you're going to have to start following through on whatever your plans are, because otherwise you may end up finding yourself in prison. Your counsel will tell you at a certain point in time with state jail felonies, they are enhanceable. And your minimum may end up being, well, your maximum may end up being 20 years. And I don't think you want to go to prison for stealing $19 worth of food for 20 years. I once had a client, and it's a matter of public record, so I can say it, who was on parole. And he was on parole for stealing what goes on the water hose, the little, I forget what you call it, but it's the little thing that connects it to the faucet. And that is 50 cents. And do you know what? He was on parole for life for 50 cents. So don't be that person. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, guess what? You can go to an NA meeting anywhere in the Texas, anywhere in the United States. And I guarantee you, when you get out, if you step foot in the free world and you find an AA meeting or an NA meeting, there are people probably in that group who can probably tell you, oh, I used to be where you were. This is the shelter I went to, or I used to be where you were. Here's where you can get some free food. Because otherwise, you're going to find yourself living at somebody's institution. Do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Boatwright.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. Randy Benitez Lopez, you can go off the record. How old are you?
23.
23. Do you have any children?
No, man.
All right, that's good. So I know 10 years is a long time, and it's a long time whether you're 50 or 60 or whatever, but you need to use that time wisely. Don't become institutionalized and figure out how you ended up where you are.
Okay.
And you need to make improvements to yourself. If there's a drug or alcohol issue involved, take care of it. If there is an issue where maybe you feel like you didn't have the best of parents, at some point in time, you can no longer blame your parents. So if you don't change your ways, what's going to end up happening is the worst case scenario, you end up dying because you're involved in things you shouldn't be involved in. Or another worst case scenario, you end up spending a majority of your life in prison. Don't be the oldest person at the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We can go off the record. How old are you?
33, man.
All right. So you're going to have to start making better life decisions. Otherwise, you're going to end up in prison or the Bear County jail for the rest of your life, or somebody's jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have children? I'm sorry.
1,
All right. And how old is your child?
4.
I'm sure your child would like to see you. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Vaughn.
Judge. And he had some property that was taken at the time. I'll be coming to court tomorrow with a motion to release some property.
All right.
All right,
Thank you. And I always tell people, sometimes we're not ready for relationships. I always tell people, get an orchid. If you get an orchid, when you get an orchid, it's beautiful. The flowers are there. It's great. Then you get it home. Once the flowers fall off, it's hard to get it to bloom again. I'm still working on that. So until you can get an orchid to bloom after all of the blooms have fallen off, you're not ready for a relationship, because an orchid requires patience. And you have to be kind to it.
Plan on keeping the relationship with my kids.
Yeah, that's it. Your children should be your number one priority.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes. speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Vestal, I want you to know, I listened to everything, but at some point in time, you cannot continue to violate probation. My mom would always tell me, my grandmother would always tell me, life is so easy. When you think about it, people make it hard. People don't want to follow the rules. All you had to do was follow the rules on probation. You would have been done. You would have been moving on with your life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. So who braided your hair? Did you do that yourself?
I didn't do it myself. I wish I had that talent. No, somebody in the pod, in the dorm.
All right, I don't have that talent either.
He's a very talented guy. He's also the preacher in the pod. He's very talented. Good guy.
All right, he's the preacher in the pod, plus he does hair. Well, I hope you all
Absolutely.
are listening to his Bible verses.
We are, yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to make changes in your life. How old are you?
25.
All right, if you continue the way you're going, you're gonna look up. So many years will have passed you by because honestly, time is moving very quickly. It's almost Christmas time again. You're gonna have wasted a lot of your time in and out of prison and in and out of jail. So use this time wisely to sit and think about how you're gonna do things differently. And when you get out, remember the time you spent in orange or whatever uniform they put you in at the prison, and know that you don't want to do that again. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's an anger issue you have or some other issue, there are plenty of free places that will take you, mentor you, and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.
Honestly, I think I just need to leave my wife.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, honestly, I think I just need to leave my wife.
They need to break up.
Oh, yeah. Well, call it a day. How long have you known her?
4 years.
4 years? And you're in your 20s, so you've known her less time than you've been alive. It's not like you're breaking up with your mom. Call it a day. You understand?
Yes,
All right, good luck to you.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good to see you. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. I gave Jessica, when Jessica left, I gave her an orchid. She was already in a relationship, but I gave her an orchid. And it was doing fine. Then she left to go on vacation and she said, they killed her orchid. So we're gonna have to get her another orchid.
You go to Disney World and you go to every park. Like, it's like, all of those.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
4, 3, 2, 1, 6 months.
And where are they? Who are they with?
Their mothers.
How many mothers?
3.
All right, that is not Black excellence. The fact that you're here is not Black excellence, unless that's the name of a building, but I'm assuming it's not. So you are not showing Black excellence to your ancestors or to your mother, your grandmother, or anyone. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't wear Black excellence if you're not showing it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. From here on out, in this court, whatever you do in your life while you're on probation, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. One, is what I'm doing something that could potentially result in me being revoked and sentenced to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank
Here's the thing. When there is violence in a home, children learn how to behave, right? So if somebody wins an argument by being violent, guess what? A child realizes, hey, if I want to win an argument, I need to be violent. Or here's the thing, you have a daughter. A daughter will think that you love her mom, right? You love her. So a daughter will begin to think, oh, this is how somebody who loves you shows that they love you. They're abusive. And then your daughter goes out in the world. And if she ends up with, as my professor in high school would say, and I say professor because he was a doctor who taught us physics, he would always say, girls, do not end up with a joker. So your daughter may end up with a joker. Don't let her be the reason she ends up with a joker. And he would give instruction to the guys too. So you've got to do better. You understand?
I understand.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Michael Ball.